What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our best awakening guide, aka how to cheat the level limit. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. This right here is going to be a great video. Make sure you watch it till the end because there's one specific step that a lot of people tend to make mistakes on. So if we head on over to our heroes, typically a 5-star hero cannot exceed level 100, but you're gonna see from my roster that I have a couple 5-star characters at level 150. Once you hit account level 40, and you are going to unlock this really awesome feature. It's in the starburst temple. It's gonna be called the resonance. Now what this does is it goes ahead and it lets you put a character in here and it will mimic your lowest character's level. Now, don't just back away from the video yet because, you know, this feature is in a lot of these like typical gacha games, but you need to understand how to do this properly. Otherwise, you can really screw it up. So what you're going to do is you're going to awaken characters from each different faction, each different element, whatever you want to call them. So that way you are constantly always able to reach the highest level. Because if you don't do it that way, it's going to be a lot harder for you to try and like invest in all of one faction because you're going to just run out of materials naturally. You're just not going to have enough characters. Now, if you're not level 40 yet, once you do get to there, you're probably going to have to do some backtracking. I had to backtrack a couple of my heroes, reset them back to 5 stars, also reset some characters just to get everything in order. So I'm going to walk you step by step everything I did and what to do. So first thing we have is our blue, our water. So what you want to do, first priority would be, if you can, try and focus on awakening the character that you're actually going to use, because every time you do go ahead and awaken a character, it will increase their skills. Now, if you don't have that option, the next thing is to just go ahead and choose whichever 5-star character you have the most copies of. So for water, I got a bunch of free copies of the Celestial Spear. Everyone gets a bunch of her for just your login bonuses and things like that. I already got her to 8 stars. So she's gonna be my main one for the blue, the water area. Now let's move on to the red fire. Now for this instance, I don't actually have any decent fire characters. Well, I did just pull one earlier, but none that I'm really going to use in my lineup. So for that instance, you just want to choose whichever character that you have the most copies of. So for me, you can see I've got a ridiculous amount of copies of the Molten Fury. Now, even though he sucks and I don't like him, I'm not going to use him, it doesn't matter. We just want to ascend him, awaken him, so that way we continue to increase his star count, which is going to increase our overall lowest level limit for when we go ahead and put characters into the resonance. So right now I got him at level 150. So he's going to be easy to get to like 9 and 10 stars. And he's going to be the only fire one that we're focusing on. For next, we have our green, which is nature. Now this one was a little bit tough because I had 2 different heroes. We had the obvious Lord of Time, which you really want to use and awaken, ascend. I've got a bajillion copies of the Lord of Artemis. So it's a lot easier to kind of ascend her and get her up than it is the Lord of Time, because I only had a couple copies of the Lord of Time. You can see I still got 2 extra copies. So for that instance, I was able to get this character up to level 224. It can go up a little bit higher because of its star count. Next one we got is light. Now I don't have any good light characters that I'm using, but I got a bunch of copies of the Devotee of Truth. So you can see that I went ahead and I ascended her a bunch of times. We got her to 7 stars. So she's now currently 150. And then the last one's gonna be a dark. Now for this example, I wanna use the Night Eater. I just pulled Night Eater yesterday, and also the Dark Knight. However, I only have 1 copy of them. So it's gonna be pretty hard for me to focus on having them be like my level limit threshold. So I went ahead just with the Revenant Knight because I had a bunch of copies of him. So we got him to 7 stars, and you can see that we already have another copy of him right now. So we'll be able to get him to 8 stars soon. But by doing it this way, you are maximizing the ability to get a character to 9 and 10 stars and just overall increase all of your other characters' level limits, so that when you do pull a light or dark, even though it's only a 5-star, you don't have to worry about trying to get a bajillion copies of it to level limit break it. You can just throw it in the resonance and it's going to instantly go up to the other characters' levels. So you can see I got my Night Eater and Dark Knight at level 150 and they're only a 5-star. This is kind of what your resonance should look like. You have a green, you have a dark, you have a red, you have a light, and you have a blue. So that way it's just a lot easier to awaken them. If I was going ahead and trying to focus on having like an all blue team, it's gonna be really hard to just get one character to like 9 or 10 stars, especially if you're free to play. But if you spread your materials out more, so you have one from each different faction, it's a lot easier to get one specific character that you got a bajillion copies of to 9 and 10 stars. The level limit lift all of the other characters that you put into the resonance. That is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Hopefully you understand this method a little bit better. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Have an amazing weekend. Peace.